Welcome back, audiophiles. Today we're going to be diving into something that's truly transformative. Now, we've all heard about upgrading amps and speakers and even cables and what that could do for your audio adventure. But how often do we talk about feet? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about Stack Audio's AUVA 50 isolators and how they can help take your sound system from good to absolutely breathtaking. And this is not an exaggeration. So what exactly are the AUVA 50s? Well, they're designed by Stack Audio to replace the standard spikes or feet that come with your speakers. Now these are high-tech, high-end isolators engineered to minimize vibrations, and as a result, they elevate your audio experience, quite literally, may I add. With a design that incorporates an aluminum housing and a unique internal dampening system, these little guys have a surprising amount of tech just packed right inside them. So I know what you're thinking. How much difference can swapping out speaker feet really make? I mean, it sounds absurd that it can make any audible difference just by changing your feet on your speakers. And if that's what you're thinking, well, that's exactly what I thought too, until I tried them. Stack Audio, I was already working with them on their AUVA EQs, which is right behind me on my turntable, and we got in a conversation about feet. And they actually sent me a pair to test out because I was already a customer. Now, there was no promise of delivering any content. In fact, I think at the time, they didn't even know I had this YouTube channel. They just wanted me to experience what these little bad boys can do. But I was so impressed, I reached out to them and I said, hey, I have a YouTube channel and I love to do a review. So if I reached out to them, that should be a little bit of a spoiler alert on how good these things really are. Now let's get real here. I have a KEF Reference 3 Meta speakers. These are high performant, already stellar speakers that are designed, almost spared no expense by KEF. And what these AUVA 50s did to them is nothing short of shocking. Let's talk about installation. It's straightforward. The AUVA 50s just screw right into the existing holes of your speakers or stands. The Stack Audio provides a variety of screw thread sizes on their website, and if you can't find one that seems like it's going to fit yours, just reach out to their support. Compatibility here shouldn't be an issue. But once they're on, you're going to notice the stability they add to your speakers. Your speakers feel like they're firmly planted, just ready for business. I gotta tell you, with the KEFs, they came with this massive big bolt with a single spike, and it was already hard to move the speaker around the room. But when I transitioned to the AUVA 50s, it was like cat grip into the carpet. Not only are they harder to move now, I feel like you can't move them even if you want to. They're really that grip down on the surface, which for speakers is kind of a good thing. Okay, so I've hung you on long enough, right? We talked about how they look, how they feel, how they're engineered. Let's talk about what really matters, the things that you really click this video on, because sound is where the magic really happens. So I've been testing these AUVA 50s using some of my go-to tracks, some songs I know inside and out, and let me tell you, it was like hearing them for the first time. So just to give you some idea on what I did here is I actually tested around 20 tracks before I swapped out to the AUVA 50. So there's 20 tracks on the standard KEF speaker feet, if you will, the regular spikes that come with the speakers. So I listened to 10 tracks through my Rune setup, which ties into Tidal and Qbuzz for high-res streaming files. And then I listened to 10 vinyl tracks, really getting a feel for both the digital and analog kind of take on this. And I have a couple tracks here I want to share with you to give you an example. Now, the tracks I chose to share with you, these are readily available tracks. You can find these on YouTube or Spotify, so this is something that you can relate to at home and maybe even experiment with your speakers if you decide to give speaker feet swapping a try. So let's start out with the track On and On by Cartoon, Jéja, and Danielle Levi. So this song is all about that bright, uplifting energy. With the AUVA 50s, the sound doesn't just come at me, it surrounds me. The bass is lifted off the floor and it felt more controlled and more dynamic. Take a listen for yourself.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go.
Did you notice? The soundstage is widened, filling the entire room with music that seemed to breathe just more freely. It was like the sound was no longer confined by the physical dimensions of the speakers. Go ahead and take another listen.
And on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go. Through the highways, and on
Okay, next I moved on to Cradles by Suburban. This is a track that's darker and more intense with a lot of dramatic shifts. Here the AUVA 50s really shone. The separation between the instruments was clearer, the vocals had a new level of presence, and there was an increased sense of space as if the song's elements were more distinct and better placed within the soundstage. Go ahead and give that a listen.
Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and ink. Cross out the ones who hear my cries and watch me weep. I love everything.
Golly, man, the difference is just almost jarring, but in a good way. The muddying that sometimes happens in complex tracks is just gone, leaving behind a clean, crisp sound that's both engaging and immersive. Here's that track one more time.
The ones who hear my cries and watch me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Okay, and finally we have Fearless Part 2 by Lost Sky and Chris Linton. This is an electronic track with a lot of energy, and this is where I was most impressed. The AUVA 50s seem to unleash the full potential of the KEF Reference 3 metas, and the highs here are just crystal clear, the mids are richer, the bass had just tightness I didn't even know was possible without major acoustic treatment. Give it a go.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the will. I need to keep the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see.
Did you notice the sound is less direct but more enveloping? It feels like the music is just lifted into the air, surrounding me in a way that's just hard to describe without experiencing it yourself. The AUVA 50s just didn't change the sound, they elevated it, making it more dynamic and alive. Here's that final track one more time.
I played it
So I hope you heard the difference in these sample songs. And if you did, you literally heard an audible difference by simply swapping the speaker feet. I mean, it sounds crazy to even say that, because we're talking about a very strong audible difference by just the feet alone. I didn't swap cable, no power cords, no interconnects, nothing. I didn't play with the EQ. There's no madness behind the scenes here. It was literally a cheap Osmo Pocket 3 mic built in, sitting 9 feet away from the speakers, recording in this open room. The difference, right? I mean, when you really think about, this is not a professional mic, this is an average mic. These are already reference grade speakers that have a lot of thought and care into them, that actually put a lot of time in developing these speakers. They didn't just throw them together and any little improvement you do is going to make a difference. These are reference speakers from KEF, which they take a lot of pride in presenting to the audience. And there's a huge audible difference that I know you heard home watching this video, through YouTube, through all of its compression and everything else that it does to just destroy the sound before it gets to you. Mind-blowing. So what we actually have here is we have a product that delivers a shocking, significant improvement for something as simple as just swapping out your speaker feet. I mean, this is a change you can make in minutes. It's insane. It's important to note that the AUVA 50s are actually the entry-level option in Stack Audio's line. Above them, you have the AUVA 70s and then the AUVA 100s. Now, the 70s come with 3 dampening cells per foot, and the 100s boast 5 dampening cells per foot, compared to the 50s 2 cells. Now, the difference is that the higher models are designed to handle even more vibrations, offering a greater degree of clarity and refinement. For most listeners though, the 50s are likely going to be all you need. They're already a huge step up from your standard speaker feet, but I do have to admit, personally, after hearing what the 50s can do, I cannot help but wonder if the 70s or even 100s sound different, if it even improves the sound more. It's really got me thinking, and I'm actually tempted to order some just to find out. Crazy. Okay, so if you're looking to make a noticeable positive change to your sound system without overhauling your entire setup, these AUVA 50s are a game changer. They lift the sound off the floor. They widen the sound stage. They bring out dynamics that's just truly eye and ear opening. And the best part, they won't break the bank either. As I published in this video, a set of 8 AUVA 50, so it's 4 for each speaker, is priced under $500 US, making them an affordable upgrade for the significant improvement they offer. Now, you don't need to be an audiophile to appreciate the difference either. So whether you're a casual listener or a hardcore enthusiast, the AUVA 50s will make your music just sound better, period. If you don't think so, try them. All the AUVA products come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can hear the difference yourself risk-free. So that kind of concludes my review. As you can see, I'm very impressed on the way that these sound, and I'm very impressed on how it changed everything for me. It really did. I feel like I upgraded my speakers, or I made such a huge audible change, like I changed my preamp or I changed my amplifier. And to think that this is only a few $100s to get this dramatic of a performance increase is, to me, is just mind-blowing. So what I would recommend to you is what I'm going to recommend to my best friends. If you're ready to elevate your listening experience, give those AUVA 50s a try. And hey, if you're someone watching this video and has tried some of Stack Audio's products, drop a comment below, share your experience, tell people what you like or what you didn't like, help them make an educated decision. I'm sure they'll love to hear your thoughts. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead, drop a record, get a cup of coffee, and I'm gonna see you on the next video.